Hey guys, it's Will, Potato Strong here. Many of you have probably seen Cowspiracy documentary, and that talked about how a lot of the environmental groups weren't really talking about the animal agriculture industry and its impact on the environment due to a lot of financial benefits that they're getting from these industries. And but I thought I'd share this great page of resources with you. It's called, the website's cowspiracy.com/facts, and it's just huge. But all the different facts have been linked here, referenced. So it's everything like here it goes, animal agriculture is responsible for 18% of greenhouse gas emissions. And then there's a link here. And transportation is exhaust is 13%. So, and there's a lot of stuff on methane, carbon dioxide, and methane versus CO2, nitric oxide, a lot of stuff on emissions, all basically with references to the source. The water usage, growing feed crops, like and the water that they require for the animals as well as the crops, and compared to what people actually use on a day-to-day basis. How much water is required for a pound of beef? So a lot of the stuff that was in the movie, but also all here. So if you need to post these, if they're in debates or anything like that, just for your own knowledge, it's a great site, and it talks about how much land is used. It covers livestock covers 45%, which is huge. Ocean dead zone, species extinction. The amount of waste, excrement from the animals, which is huge. Fisheries, which is unbelievable. The amount of fish. They're estimated 1 to 3 trillion animals are pulled from the ocean, which is unbelievable. And so there's a bunch on fish there. Rainforests being cleared, 1 to 2 acres, which is huge. Lots of killers. Lots of animals get killed when farmers, when they have animals out. A lot of times they use public land, grazing, or even on their own. And whenever there's wolves or anything that they perceive to be predatory, they'll get them killed. And even smaller things like make holes in the ground, like moles and stuff, like anything, groundhogs and things like that, they'll just kill everything. So yeah, 50% or more of the grain is fed to livestock. So it's really inefficient to feed animals grain, because you feed them a lot more weight and pounds of grain to get 1 pound of meat, because every day they're going to be eating, and then eventually they'll be killed. And so when you figure out the actual grain, it's huge. So a lot of people, they make a statement that, if you like plants so much, why do you eat them, and all these things like that. But they actually, if you eat meat, you're actually consuming a lot more grain, soy, corn than you'd need to if you eat vegan, plant-based. A lot of the food that's given to animals is not given to the people in that area where it's grown, so they get a lot of starvation. So they, instead of just giving the local people that food, they're giving it to the animals. There's some information on dairy, world population. This is the land required to feed vegans and vegetarians and meat eaters. Yeah, the amount of food that you can produce, plant-based, 1.5 acres can produce 37,000 pounds of plant-based food versus 375 pounds of meat. So what I find, like, when people, a lot of times we talk about the science and try to get into whether meat is healthy or whatever, and there's so much evidence that it's healthier to eat plant-based. There's also biology, like what our bodies are good at digesting and the problems we have with meat and dairy. But sometimes when that, when you hit a wall with those ones, there's so many environmental impacts, billions and trillions of animals being killed and often abused, and the inefficiency of that, and the amount of people you could feed by giving the people the grains directly. So this is a great resource, and everything's referenced, so you can dig in more to get to find the references. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Hope you like that, and we'll talk to you later.